Our first presenter joining us today will be talking about the BlackBarn, a family-owned retail shop just outside of Thief River. John and Brenda Hamre have spent the last 30 years traveling and visiting small shops and opened the BlackBarn last November to offer a unique rural shopping experience. So we have Brenda joining us today along with Avery, who is the one behind the photography, graphic design, and social media. So we are excited for you guys to be with us today, and excited to hear your guys' story. So
thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, excited to be here.
It's not a very long story. We're very new to this, so we don't have a whole lot of experience under our belt yet, but what brought us here was probably just wanting to give back to a community that has been a home to, John and I raised our kids here. We were raised here. Our parents were raised here. I don't know where my grandparents were born, but they raised their families here. So including my two little grandsons, Avery's two little boys, we're a fifth generation to be in this community. And we just thought, we owe it an awful lot. So let's just try to give back in some way that we can do that. So BlackBarn was kind of born of partly opportunity that presented itself. I think most ladies that like to shop have always kind of had a little whisper in their ear of maybe having their own shop, and a little flicker kind of turned into a flame when we had the opportunity to build a new building that would house a little shop, and family coming back and wanting to and being willing to contribute their talents and expertise in every way to make this family business be able to be in existence, because I could never do this without them. They help in every way, behind the scenes, behind the till, in every way. It's definitely a family affair, and we're all hands on deck, and it includes Avery, my husband John, of course, which is in charge of keeping me educated in all things business. He's been a part of a business and an owner of a business for 37 years. His family has a small business, and thank goodness for him, because I'm not business minded at all. I'm much more on the creative side, and he's educating me every day. Our son Brady is behind the scenes with all the heavy lifting and the freight and the inventory, and whatever we need him to do, he's there for us. My mom's part of the team. She's part of the creative energy in here, and the customer service and inspiration for all things. Avery's husband, Joe, does some baking and contributes to our little shop with some fresh baked goods, and it's become a family affair. The path here has mostly been just being on the other side of the counter, just being customers of small businesses, and really loving the experience you have when you walk into a shop that's been handpicked and hand curated. You get to speak with the owner. It's a connection that I think society has kind of lost just with online shopping and big stores and discount stores, which are all valuable and all have their place. And I just think it would be nice if society could kind of swing back to the small business again and have that one-on-one with customers and owners, having that connection. So the goal was to create a place that people can come and feel that connection, feel valued, and if there's something they're looking for, have somebody personally help them or order it in for them, or remember the kind of candle they like and always have it on the shelf for them. It's just the little things in life that kind of mean something to people, especially people that love home and love creating a home. And that's kind of my wheelhouse. I've done some odd jobs over the last 30 years. Most of that time was spent being a stay-at-home mom. But I did a home daycare for a while. I had a house cleaning business for 8 years, which I just left last spring. And Avery's got a little more education in her background than I do. She's gone to school in Chicago and in Grand Forks and learned her photography and graphic design, and is willing to share that knowledge and that expertise with me to really make BlackBarn what it is, which is just an emerging small business trying to find its place. I don't really know what else to contribute. That's pretty much the story.
Well, I think that's a great story. I love hearing it, and I'm sure everyone else did too. One question that I have for you, kind of more based towards Avery, I guess, is with your skills and stuff. Are you kind of the one that does the? I know you're very predominant on social media. You
Right.
guys are amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
especially for a new business, I'm seeing it everywhere on social media. So is that kind of your
That's
tool?
Avery.
Is that okay?
Yeah, and that was an important aspect of this going into it, and it took many months like leading up to it. We did everything ourselves. We designed our own logo, our own sign outside that's posted up. I mean, everything we do in-house here, and that was pretty important to me, to have a big social media presence, because that's huge for our business, especially being out in the Tulies. We want to get the word out, and no better way to do it than that. So yeah, I went into it thinking, okay, well, I don't just want content, I want quality content. So that's where, I had, like she mentioned, I have background in photography and graphic design. It's very fitting that Mr. Rogal is here, because I remember his web design class well, and I enjoyed it very much. So, but yeah, that was kind of where I got my feet wet, I guess, in high school. But yeah, I went on to study graphic design and photography. So I really utilized those things to bring to BlackBarn, because
Thankfully.
Yeah.
I can barely turn a computer on, and that is the truth.
well, in this day and age, it's pretty important to, get the word out there and do it well. That's kind of my thing is, yeah, I like to, yeah. She's got such talent. My mom is most of the creativity behind BlackBarn. So it's my job to bring it to people, to put it out there.
We make a good team. Everybody has talents and everybody contributes something, and that is what makes it possible. I've learned that there's nothing occasional about an occasional shop except your opportunity to make money.
Yep.
Everything else has been a lot more work, but it's really been enjoyable, and we're learning every day. And I take my hat off to all that have come before us, because I appreciate shop owners on a whole different level now. And it's
Right.
it's a labor of love, but it's definitely a labor.
Well, you can tell definitely by your social media and by going out to your shop. I've been out there a couple times myself, and you can tell the love that's put into it. And
Thank you.
Avery, big time hats off to you, because you guys came out strong on social media, and right now that's kind of where the advertising is at, and why not use it?
Right.
So you've utilized it well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have questions for Brenda and Avery?
I have a question. How
Okay.
did you with the name, and how many other names did you pick from to get that name? That's a great name.
That was the only name.
Yeah.
I knew that when we rebuilt the building, I wanted it black. Black's my favorite color. I love all things black. I wanted a big black barn. It's just not something you see that often. And I just had envisioned it for a long time. Our previous building that sat on this exact footprint collapsed February 21st, 2019, due to snow and ice on the roof. Shocking. So all of our belongings and 30 years of collecting was scrapped. So we kind of started out fresh and new, and we said, okay, well, we were heartbroken because we had a lot of really wonderful memories associated with the building that was here. And we thought, well, you know what, let's make it even better and have even more memories. So we have always wanted to share this spot. We actually built our house in 2000 with the idea that it would be a bed and breakfast. So it's designed to be a bed and breakfast. But over the years, we kind of changed our idea and our mission. And having grandkids, we love a place they can come and go every day. And we didn't want that to be off limits. So when we had the opportunity to rebuild this, we just thought, well, here's a good way to share this piece of property and to share what we have. And let's open the little shop that's always kind of been in the back of our minds. So in envisioning it and thinking about it, I had a vision for a big black barn, and I wanted it to look nice with our house. And there's only certain things that can go with our house because our house is what it is, and it's got to stay that way. It won't be changed. So I just thought, well, let's go for it. And the builders thought I was nuts, but they did approve once it was done. They liked it. And what other word would fit it than black barn? Simple,
When
easy to remember.
when we were trying to come up with a name for it, came to mom with ideas, and she's like, I already have it figured out. It's BlackBarn. It's BlackBarn. So
It's easy to
It's perfect.
remember.